Hey guys, tightrope here, bringing you a 1v1 today. We are on road to Tunis. Playing today spawning on the right hand side, we have Charlotte playing as Wehrmacht. No battle group lock-in yet. And on the left hand side we have F3riG or F3riG. I know that's how he's been pronouncing his name. I'm just going to keep going with F3riG though. Playing with the British forces. I'll do a quick search. No, still no lock-in there yet either. So yeah, first cast of the new patch for me. See how they get on. Both these players are exactly ranked 20 at the moment, by the way, so incredibly even matchup between these two players. So double pyro machine gun. I have heard this is the strat, double pyro 3 machine guns as Wehrmacht now. Looks like it's still going to be an infantry section though, back the other direction. Do have the option of, you know, just going for like the Vickers and engineers in return. Don't even have to build a tech structure as the British forces to pull that one off. But he's still going to go for some infantry sections. Trying to squeeze around the side here, but the MG was set up at a good angle. And look at that damage. Huge damage in that short burst. But bit over quarter health gone.
No contact. We captured it.
Here comes another machine gun into the center. Long range burst still suppressing. And there's the Vickers back the other direction for F3riG. Seems like he wants to try and contest this side of the map, but it hasn't really worked out too well for him. Now he's going to try to wrap around to the other side. Does mean he's probably going to have a decent fuel disadvantage. He's plus 10 fuel behind for quite some time here. Just generally worse resources. And yeah, it is going to be the third machine gun for Charlotte. Chucks the MG into this building up here. These buildings, of course, very powerful. Hard to deal with early on. MG jumped out of the building. Sits up on the cut-off. Gonna go for a cut-off maneuver. Quick look at what F3rig's up to here. He's brought the machine gun out of the building, trying to come in from the side here, but doesn't look like it's having much success. And this is going to allow an MG42 to sneak into the building right next to him. He would lose the race getting into the building. I don't know who wins the head-to-head between these two machine guns inside a garrison. I would guess the MG42 though.
8cm mortar is ready to provide support.
MG opens up, but this section is available for the flank. Trying to pack up and get out of there with the MG. Backpedaling off to the building. Should be safe there, and now starting to get the cap going, but has to wait for it to neutralize first. So this is a rough start for F3riG. Very bad early game. Just the MG, you know, that first suppression burst, you know, he wasn't quite wide enough to get the flank off. It's just been a downhill spiral since then. And then a mortar picked up by Charlotte after the 3 machine guns. It's going to be a mortar back the other way from F3riG as well. Vickers gets a good burst in there, but back the other way there's a barrage coming in. MG sets up at this location. Doesn't have vision though. The squad has been sitting idle for quite some time out the side. Engineers coming in on the rear of the machine gun. Looks like they're going to try to sneak the building, and Charlotte recognizes no hope of winning that. Gets out of there, but a great shot from the mortar. Softens up that engineer. Looks like ultimately overwhelmed machine gun there. Mortar combining up with the sections. So finally, F3riG breaking through, gaining some territory. But look at this, already a 2-2-1 in the build. About to pop out. Kind of at like a fast code 2 2-2-2 timing.
Mortar
221
stands
scout
ready.
car deploying.
Oh, sorry about this. Oops. Gameplay. Sorry about that.
Territory
Got to
sector
turn those
lost.
off every single time. Easy to
Sectors are
forget.
isolated. We have been cut off.
Alright, well, here it is.
We have finished the research.
Let's see what he can do with it. Very little 222 or 221 usage so far, but it is quite heavily armoured compared to the variant that we saw in Company of Heroes 2, which I think had about 7 armour.
Sector now under enemy control.
This has 20 on the front. Got AT rifles upgrading on this section. Did take a bit of damage from a machine gun and maybe a mortar shell as well, so he's a little bit low already. But not at the threshold they'll die to 2 boy shots. Getting close to it though now. Oh, just alive. 15 HP. Double pyres though, should be able to repair that up quite quickly. Doing a bit of capping with one of the pyres out to the far edge. Has gone healing now
Victory
after
point is
the
under enemy control.
221 is on the field. And getting to work with the mortar barrage, trying to prevent the cap on the VP. Already we can see F3riG quite far behind on the victory points after that slow start, but a bit of good fortune there. Catches the MG as it was going forward to fire on that. And forces the retreat. And Humber out now as well for FRIG.
Now get back in the fight. Contact!
Looks like he wants to stick around to get the decap, but decides to vault over the wall. Oh, there we go. A bit of trouble chasing down the 221.
A squad of Jaeger has been.
And there they go.
Scout car.
Got some Jaegers coming out now with the Shrek, but it's too late. It was a bit risky, you know, once he saw the Humber, he was quite slow backing away the 221. No defenses against that whatsoever, no mines down.
Confirmed. Light vehicles can now
The
raid enemy
Shrek
territory.
squad wasn't quite on the field yet, so that was a dangerous move to make.
Territory out of supply.
Ends up paying the price, but good opportunity to seize there by FRIG.
MG42!
Now Humber's getting busy.
We are Jaeger, no!
Gonna apply a bit of bleed here.
Our territory is exposed.
retreating
We must
unit.
re-establish a connection.
And exchange fuel points as well. This one has been cut off. Shrek coming out this way. Here it comes. Uh-oh.
Victory
Humber
point
gets
lost.
low. Getting away though. Recce package on this squad. Just the one AT rifle.
Jaeger light infantry
And
on
now it's
station.
into some Gurkhas. Take a quick look at FRIG's. He's got the Gurkhas, so he's gone
Our
Valor
strategic
Gurkhas.
point is being overrun.
Grenade packages are inbound, Commander.
Got the healing up as well. So yeah, I think if you saw my video on the patch, the Gurkhas are still extremely strong.
MG42
Seem to be like the best long-range DPS unit in the game,
being promoted!
with all the upgrades and whatnot.
Taking direct fire!
So it makes sense to try and go lighter on the sections, heavier on the Gurkhas now. Flamethrower comes off the capture point briefly. Got another Jaeger Shrek out for Charlotte.
Enemy forces have captured a victory point.
There are the Gurkhas. But their cutoff has done quite a lot of resource damage, honestly, to F3riG. In fact, both players missing out on the fuel income from these edge points. No Luftwaffe companies support elements tech, so not going to be seeing any Wehrmachts from that at least. It has locked into Mechanized battle group. Had the option of going for the 8-rad. Maybe it's going to be a STRIG D assault group. There's another half a command point for that. If you're planning just to go straight for the Panther stall, I do recommend going fuel seizure. That extra bit of fuel is quite handy. Or if you're doing my Wehrmacht spam strategy with this commander, Wehrmacht spam into Panther, again I would recommend fuel seizure. Extra 10-15 fuel you get makes a big difference.
The enemy has taken a victory point.
With a few crucial timings. Bit of smoke out, bit of mortar fire. Overall, you know, the Humber hasn't been that strong really since the kill on the 221. You can see it's only got one kill.
Territory is ours. MG-42
So, good job from Charlotte minimizing the damage from that. Popping up a flare from the recce section, I believe. He's going to pop the incendiary rounds. Humber backs out. Phosphorus rounds, rather.
The enemy has taken a victory point.
And I think recce sections bring in some artillery there as well. Gets quite low on the Humber. Shrek come in from the side. But ultimately just really good cover positions for F3riG. Wins that fight comfortably. Oh wow, it is the 8-rad. He ended up getting that quite late, right? Had like one command point to spare. Maybe wasn't familiar with the new command point timing on this. It did get reduced in cost by 1. Either way, that ends up coming in, you know, maybe about a minute and a half, 2 minutes late because of that. 8-rad's going hunting for the Humber. Oh, there it goes. AT rifles get a few shots in now. 8-rad's got to try extract itself, and there it goes. Saw that the AT rifle squad had retreated, so Nosy can continue staying aggressive with this. This is a bunch of retreats. But yeah, definitely a bit late with that. Can cap with that, and I suppose, you know, with the double post start does make repairs on this a lot easier to achieve. And that's the Vet 1 ability, I think. Signal detection. Whenever it's stationary, it sets up this big radius. It's pretty good. Do have the company command post coming up now, so is it going to be a Stuart to try counter this? It's gone for an anti-tank gun actually. Maybe not. Maybe it's just going to be a quick tick up to the next stage. Of course, no call-in tanks for Brits if you're going Indian artillery. No Churchills that you can tech skip to go towards, so needs to upgrade tech at some stage. I thought you had to be stationary for this to work. Interesting. Maybe you can go stationary for a second and then start driving, and the wave will kind of pulse out as you're still driving. It's interesting.
HMG team is here. What do you want?
The enemy have taken our territory.
They're bombarding us.
Okay, that ride's in here. Got 2 Shrek units here as well. Does have the flare up, so he knows he can't push forwards over there with that machine gun nearby. Going to jump into this building here. G in the center having to get out. The T-gun trying to go for some attack rounds, I think, perhaps. Second 8-rad for Charlotte, so going all in with this tactic really wants to make a big impact right now. F3riG could be in a bit of trouble against the double 8-rads. Got to be careful with the anti-tank gun positioning. That is...
Victory point is under enemy
Whose mine is
control.
that? The T-gun misses its shot. Maybe that was an attack round. Yeah, seems he was going for a couple of attack rounds. Here comes the second 8-rag coming in from the side. The AT gun going to try to go for some attack rounds. He's been watching my videos. He knows he can attack round through there. Pops a smoke. AT rifles. Oh, they seal the deal. The AT gun was kind of packing up and repositioning. Great work there from F3riG. He's been watching. He knew that you could shoot through that building with the AT gun with this patch, and took full advantage of it there. Back at base healing up now, but that was a very successful engagement overall for F3riG. I know he's quite far behind on victory points still, but defusing that second 8-rad, the pressure from that is a big deal. It's going to put him well ahead when it comes to the medium tank fighting. Oh, that's already company commander. I thought there was platoon commander who's building over here, so it's already going to be a Crusader. I didn't see that tech building out the back there. Does cost a little bit more fuel these days, and straight away upgrading that with the 6-pounder. I think this is a British mine, right? So hard to tell. It's one thing they really need to change. Every mine looks exactly the same. And in this case, Charlotte's blue and the mine is blue as well, so quite confusing. Okay, a bit of a flank coming in here. Going to get around the side of this machine gun quite nicely. Needs to retreat. Jaeger's going to try to stick around for the decap on the VP at least. Keep that VP pressure going. Oh, mine right in the center. 6-pounder upgraded Crusaders in some big trouble now. Got a Shrek and hot pursuit. Got the incendiary rounds activated as well. And there it goes. Great mine. Puts a halt to that Crusader immediately, so I was looking for F3riG, but now all of a sudden the Crusader loss turns things back, and now Charlotte's in a good position, has got down Panther Company, but still a long way off any vehicles from this. Did have the option of trying to do like a Panther stall. Panther, I think, is incredibly strong in this game. Not opting for that though. Probably have the breathing. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say.
Fully reinforced. Enemy infantry! Return fire!
Right, doing a few drive-bys. Got some foot guards out now. I think that means one of the upgrades has been completed on them, right?
Victory point lost.
Okay, dropping down some Reiki package artillery on the machine gun. That retreats. 8-rad gets a little bit low to the bazooka fire. MG tries to push in here. Gurkhas get behind heavy cover. Heavy cover does seem to be quite resilient against machine gun fire, maybe even more so than it was in Company of Heroes 2. Based on my experience at least. Don't know that fact in terms of looking up numbers. Shoe mine gets detonated by a mortar there. Or maybe from the Reiki artillery. Queues up a couple mines. Those engineers. Take a quick look at...
We're down to 200 points.
Oh, doesn't
We're losing a
seem
victory
to
point to
function
enemy action.
correctly. Doesn't look like he's upgraded it though.
Report, the Allies have only 200 points.
More Reiki package artillery on the machine gun, forcing that away. Trick getting a decent close range hit there though. And the recce package getting around the side of these machine guns quite effectively, just time and time again. Such a useful upgrade up against the more machine gun heavy strategies. These flares are so valuable. Okay, so F3riG looking to slow things down a bit, going for a Matilda second. Not quite as mobile, but very steady. And, you know, if you can keep the Shreks at long range, it can actually bounce shots from them. Which is, you know, means less repair bills, hopefully.
The enemy has claimed our territory for their own.
Rolling down to this side now.
Under enemy control.
Here come two Shrek units though. Got the Gurkhas there to apply some bleed to them. Good setup by F3riG, you know, trying to bait the Shreks to fight against the Matilda. And the Gurkhas are right there for support. MG's getting quite low now. Shreks do work their way around the corner, but a great hit from the Matilda. And both the Shreks actually miss or bounce. So, no damage on the Matilda there. Very well handled by F3riG. And yeah, these machine guns are just constantly getting outpositioned by either the recce artillery or the mortar or the flares. It's making life very difficult for Charlotte now. Good trick connecting. Panzer IV is about to pop out, but we'll have some stern resistance. Having to fight against the Matilda already. Does not have the skirts upgrade yet.
Victory point lost.
Mortar's trading a few hits here. Got the 8-Rad doing a bit of scouting.
Panther IV is field ready.
AT gun guarding the far edge there.
The enemy holds all
A little bit isolated though, could find itself in some trouble. Tilda has not been repaired up yet. Bit of a stalemate. F3riG with triple cap. Charlotte though, plenty of EPs to work with.
You need something?
I feel like he could be using the recon from this a little bit better on the 8-Rad. But here we go, big push coming in down this side. Got the Panzer IV coming out here. A couple Shreks, the machine gun. Meanwhile, the Matilda's doing some big damage on the other side of the map. Squad trying to come into the center 2 cap. Could have some success there, especially if they pop off some smoke. Shreks chasing down the AT gun, but give up the chase. Base howitzers forcing back the machine gun, and this push from Charlotte just does not work at all. Maybe was a little bit too slow, kind of just getting in there. If it was a straight dive, that 6-pounder could have got easily overrun, and from there could probably have killed it and won the fight, but ultimately took a more cautious approach and didn't really work out. Allowed enough time for F3riG to rotate with a few of those units. Charlotte's under quite a bit of pressure. 6-pounder, double 6-pounders in fact, rolling up on the Panzer. Charlotte does have a lot of manpower, has been floating a huge amount for a long time. Clearly a bit uncertain about the new meta. Oh my god, the Matilda, a couple of nasty shots in there. But maybe could even do with a second mortar, like as Charlotte. Wouldn't be opposed to it. Try win this straight up mortar wars, and double mortar barrages on AT gun will decrew them very quickly. Sometimes can add up to an even more powerful impact. And that's a second Matilda, it looks like. Oof! Huge damage. Panzer IV is now diving in. Not on prioritized vehicles though, waste a shot on the infantry, but doesn't matter, the Shreks getting the damage done anyway. AT grenade, but the Panzer IV had shrugged off enough damage, so it wasn't enough for the crit. And now the AT gun's under a bit of pressure, the Matilda having to back away. Triple Shreks rolling up. Where are those Gurkhas? Guards coming in from the side. They get suppressed by the machine gun. Big damage, Panzer IV on one shot, but we'll get away. But here comes the reinforcements. Oh, ran in here from the side. Maybe could have flanked this machine gun, but still I think can overrun it.
Commandant, you have CPs available.
Just with a head-on charge. Looks like he's going to work his way around, maybe jump into this building, jump on the roof. So MG does have to get out of there. Much closer on the VPs though, with that period of triple cap dominance for F3riG.
We are losing control of a sector. A Panther panzer can be deployed to the battlefield.
The recce package artillery forcing back these machine guns. I think maybe a bit of an overreaction to retreat every single time.
Fixed. Now get back in the fight.
And was that a fake flare?
We have 200 points remaining.
No. What was that then? The smoke came out.
Rounds complete.
Received. Enemies down to 200 points.
Oh, this could be nasty. Panzer IV about to run into a mine here. Section trying to bait it around the corner. Decides to stop and get some repairs on its way through. Triple Shreks about to run into a mine. Two of them getting suppressed. Could be a good time for the foot guys to launch a grenade. Actually retreats with two of them. Matilda getting up close and personal. The AT rifles charging into heavy cover. You have a shoe mine right here. Maybe could try bait the Matilda in. Foot guards though. Keeping it honest. Keeping that Panzer IV at bay. Before not getting the best hits with its main gun.
We have territory cut off from supply.
Oh, that's unfortunate. The mine gets triggered by the Matilda shot. Unlucky. Does have a sweeper on the field. Not that far into enemy territory. Okay, so Charlotte has managed to save up for the Panther, and this thing will eat the Matilda for breakfast. Do have double AT guns and the foot guards though, to help with the defense against that. Panther's not particularly good against infantry. I think its main gun is better than it was in Company of Heroes 2, but doesn't have the machine gun upgrade, so it's kind of give and take.
Rapid response. Light artillery batteries are now ours to command.
Zeroing artillery ready to go now as well for Charlotte, who's worked their way down this side of the tree. I would say at this stage of the game, I suppose they do still need the fuel. I was going to say spotting scopes would maybe have been the better option, but still low on fuel. Spotting scopes are a lot worse than they were in Company of Heroes 2. They just give you a flat 10 sight boost. It's not doubling your sight vision. And that's another Matilda, so even after seeing the Panther, still going for the Matilda. And we've got the artillery dropping down from F3riG.
We're down to 200 points.
Perimeter Overwatch, wasn't it? Perimeter Monitor? Maybe it's not. Maybe it was just the off-map airburst.
A victory point is being overrun.
Oh, runs over a mine. This time a grenade in, but he gets dodged back. Don't take too much from it.
We must use our
Oh, what is this Panther doing? Oh my goodness, what was that? Rear armor exposed. Terrible maneuver from Charlotte. Oh, that is a horror show. Really bad. What was that? What was that doing? Runs right past, rear armor exposed, both AT guns and a Matilda. It's so hard to come back from because Charlotte's so low in fuel. Could even have put a cash down on this point. It wouldn't have been a terrible idea with so much manpower in reserve. Decent grenade there from the sappers. Look at what F3riG's done battle group wise. So did not go for the artillery saturation. Went for the mortar, didn't use it anyway.
Commander,
and of course volunteer infantry at the end of the tree there.
Numbers back up. Ready for
The enemy has 200 points and falling.
Charlotte. Maybe, you know, could have considered going for this if the fuel was there, but does not have the fuel at the moment. Really probably needs another Panther. Oh boy, that was such a bad maneuver with that Panther though. Now it's a incredibly tight VP race. This time doesn't overreact with the MG though. Going to try soft retreat to this heavy cover, I would imagine. Caps on the far edge with the pose, machine gun guarding that area as well. The Panzer IV coming out here, but so are the foot guards and the Shreks. Pose a little bit of damage. People having trouble with the elevation here. Now's the AT gun to roll up. Enough some shots now. MG's pushing back in. It's a big old push from Charlotte. Couple good hits from the P4 there on the foot guards, but the P4 getting very low, has to back away now. Out of range. Foot guards, that is a horrible retreat path. What are they doing? Running down through the middle. Jaegers are focused on the Matilda though. Still alive, the Matilda. Oh wow, we went for a Flak 30 anti-aircraft gun. Wow, you don't see these too often. They are pretty decent, you know, against infantry. I suppose we're at the time of the game where the battle lines are pretty set up. It's harder to flank this.
We have command points that require use.
ready for new orders.
So, as I say that, it gets flanked with the Ricky section and some artillery drop down on it. MG forced away the Shreks though, getting a couple shots in. From upstairs, we'll call it. Bounces the second one though.
Expand our munitions at once.
We are ready.
Panther IV back at base, repairing up. Flak gun's got to be careful, largely unsupported. Could get overrun here very easily. Oh, he's got two flaks. I didn't see the second one actually. Charles has so much manpower, figured why not? Panther is 16 pop cap, so could just squeeze a Panther in here as well. The flaks getting decrewed there quite quickly. Double Shreks coming in from the side on the Matilda, but don't fire their Shreks. Maybe that's the difference in the aim time. Slight nerf they got. Panzer IV trying to force away the Gurkhas. And doing a pretty good job of it as well. Manpower bleed just doesn't matter that much though with the 25% reinforced bonus. Good bit of damage onto these Matildas. Double anti-tank guns though, forcing back the Panzer IV. Fresh Panther coming up. He's rolling around the side with it, looking to come in, but where's his Pyro going? Slight misclick there. Got a third Matilda now getting involved. Zeroing artillery drop down though. Doing some big damage. Big time fireworks. Panther finds a Matilda a little bit isolated. Come out to deal with the machine gun. Wasn't aware the Panther was over here. Matilda pops smoke, trying to get away. Jaegers are going to escape. Panther, a good attack round. Matilda, I think it still needs 2 shots to go down to the Panther. Oh, and the Panther misses the attack round. Double AT guns waiting for him on the other side of the smoke. Hanging on there by 30 health. But he just does not want to chase in any further. Risk getting snared, risk going down. So the Matilda survives. Panzer IV really low still as well. Matilda popping smoke in the center of the Shreks. Not really chasing that effectively. MG goes down to the recce section. Seems like Charlotte getting a little bit overwhelmed. The late game control falling off a bit. Too much downtime. No repairs available for these tanks either.
We are to be commanded. The enemy is down to 100 points.
Went for the zeroing artillery instead of the mechanized assault, which did get nerfed, but probably wish they had it now because could really do with the extra repairs. And I was going to say this before I saw the second flak gun, but I think I would have preferred an extra pyro instead of a second flak gun. For just guaranteed repairs, less downtime on my tanks. Shreks charging in, but you know, they're doing damage.
Victory point lost.
Not getting the kills on the Matildas though.
Artillery batteries are requesting orders, Commandant.
Foot guards managed to cap out on the edge. Another squad, the Gurkhas on the other side, so Charlotte again under pressure to do something. Doing the repairs on the Panzer IV first. Got the double pyros now for the faster repairs. A flank from the recce section again.
75 points remaining for our forces.
Good hit there. Oh! Really good hits. Second flak gun looks like it's going to go down. Bit of friendly fire. Here comes the Panther, not fully repaired, but willing to trade shots frontally as long as the AT guns are not there. But here they come. Gets the Matilda very low, but not dead yet. The foot guards overstaying their welcome. Quite low. Panzer IV coming in from the side. Takes double AT nades. Now engine credit out on this edge. The zeroing artillery that came down there forced a bunch of retreats. I don't think it actually killed anything though. Pushing forwards with the healthy Shrek. The Panzer IV getting around the corner. f3riG trying to go for some cheeky attack rounds, hoping to kill it here. Peering up the Panther now. Managing to cap on the other side with the pyros, but does mean slower repairs on the vehicles. f3riG doing a pretty good job rotating these Matildas around. Keeping at least one of them healthy at all times to try and contest the VPs. Panzer IV limping its way across here. But here comes an anti-tank gun. Looks like good move from f3riG. Got to support the Gurkhas trying to attack over here. Expecting a tank to be here. It's going to work out well. That Panzer IV with the damaged engine. Going to depend on how fast he realizes. Oh, he's just out of range. It looks like he's in range, but you can't really tell because there's no edge mark. But maybe the Panzer IV drove in a bit closer. And Charlotte is not paying attention to this at all. AT guns polish off the P4. Triple cap against f3riG though. Jaegers are down there. Where's the Panther? It's running right into the foot guards. And the double AT guns coming in from the side on it. Flak gun's gone down. He really needs the flak gun to assist against his infantry. What is that pyro doing there? I don't know. Oh, and they go down as well. No repairs for this anymore. He's got one squad. Oh, he's gone for a second Panther. Can that save the day? But the double AT guns are in a good position to counter the second AT gun. Got the foot guards there as well.
We have lost control of a victory point.
Oh, Matilda gets quite low out to the side. Panther going for a bit of a chase.
Lost the sector.
What do you want?
Somehow these engineers don't quite get out far enough. Here comes a fresh Matilda. Side armor hits on the Panther. Really needs its frontal armor facing up. And with that, Charlotte realizes can't get back on the VPs. Gonna throw in the towel. Well, yeah, it was a close one. Extremely close back and forth. You know, I think being able to knock out that second 8 rad and diffuse that double 8 rad pressure really helped out f3riG this game. But back the other way, the loss on the Crusader really halted f3rig's momentum. So, bit of give and take during that phase. Charlotte also a bit late going for that first 8 rad. Like a whole command point late. Could have done quite a lot of damage with that if that came out earlier. But yeah, overall, I'm pretty impressed with the positioning of f3riG with the support weapons, the constant recce package sections with the flanks and the flares on the machine gun spam. Really nullified that strategy quite effectively. And I think maybe the big blunder with that Panther driving through here, rear arm exposed, dying, was what allowed f3riG to win this, because otherwise these Matildas, you know, they are a bit of a sitting duck for that Panther. The Panther's just so fast, so tanky, so durable. Could have probably have done quite a lot of damage during that phase. But yeah, well handled by f3riG. GG. Anyway guys, wrap on that. If you like your game to be cast by me, details are in the video description below. Otherwise, I'll catch you all for the next thrilling installment. Goodbye and good luck.